Hey guys, Moshi Avows here, bringing you Moshi Avows. So, today, we've got a different video. Today we've got a tier list, as you can plainly see, and I thought I'd make one because I thought it'd be pretty fun. I've never done one before, but I thought I'd make a tier list based on, like, the design of every Pokemon, including, like, the full evolution. I don't know really how I'm going to do that, but, I don't know, I was just at work and thought this would be a really cool idea. Yeah. So I guess week 3 has already started. Um, I'm I don't think I'm quite ready to battle Liam. I don't want to rush into it. Um, so yeah, I guess I'm just gonna take it easy with this little tier list, and hopefully you guys find this enlightening. Really, this is just kind of to spark some conversation. Whatever you guys think, let me know, and I'm sure you will, because I'm sure there'll be Pokemon that I don't like that you do, but you know how that shit is. Just don't be a dick. And I do see Megas on here. I mean, technically that's sort of Gen 6, but I feel like when I do Gen 6, 'cause I do want to do, like, all of the Pokemon, I feel like I'm going to forget them, so I may as well just do the Megas. So, yeah, S tier, I'm going to make, those are, like, my favorites that I personally like. I really like them, they're S tier. A tier is, like, I think they're very cool, very badass, really cute looking, something like that. I think B is going to be just kind of the mid, well, literally the mid tier, just kind of unremarkable, not really anything special. Like, the design is just eh. And C, probably, it's got some problems, but it's not the worst. But and then D is going to be just like trash. So I guess we should start with Bulbasaur. I mean, it's probably, like, I don't really care for the Gen 3 starters. Like, I never grew up playing Gen 1, so I'm not really particularly attached to any of them. I would say that all the Gen 1 starters look pretty good. I'm almost tempted to put them in A tier just because they're so iconic, but, like, again, from a design point, this is going to kind of be by a design point, because there's going to be some Pokemon I can't help but have mixed feelings for. Ivysaur is alright, I guess. It's it's literally just not smiling Bulbasaur with a blooming flower on it, so it's not bad looking. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Venusaur, definitely cool competitively. But I think it looks pretty good for like what they were going for, kind of a no one knows if it's an animal / plant kind of thing. I don't want to put it in the A tier. No, we're gonna put it in the A tier because I think it's pretty well designed. So are these, but they're just pretty average in my opinion. Now, Mega Venusaur is literally just bigger, more flowery Venusaur, so, like, I don't really see it as a cool Mega, because we got to look at this from a Mega, and there are definitely way cooler Megas out there. So as far as a Mega goes, I'm gonna put it in the C tier. So we've got Charmander, pretty much the same as Bulbasaur here. I like it. I think it looks cool, looks kind of cute, Definitely gonna put it in the B tier. So Charmeleon, I actually think looks pretty cool. It's like darker. Its tail is a little bit more on fire. It's cool how it like in the anime, like Ashes like disobeys him and stuff. I'm gonna put this in the A tier. And of course, Charizard. Charizard's just so iconic that oh man. It's almost so iconic and everybody loves it so much. Now everybody like doesn't like it. That's kind of how I feel about Charizard, to be honest. But like again, from a design point, I think it looks pretty badass. It's not one of my favorites, so we're gonna put it in the A tier. For the Megas, I'm gonna put. I think X Charizard X looks a little bit cooler than Y. Um, they almost both look like they should be dragons to me. And I'm pretty sure Y is the better one competitively. I think I'm going to put Charizard X in A because it looks pretty cool. From regular Charizard, that definitely looks like a Mega. I'm going to put him, Charizard Y, in the B tier because it doesn't look quite as cool in my opinion. Okay, so we got Squirtle. Again, the last of the trio. I think Squirtle deserves to be in the B tier. Wartortle, I definitely think, this is kind of the bad thing about Ivysaur. I think, like, compared to its pre-evolution, I definitely think it looks more badass, more ready to rock. Like I said, Ivysaur is literally just Bulbasaur with its bud blooming. I want to put him in the A. Blastoise, I mean, eh. It looks cool. It's a water turtle. It's got cannons on it. I mean, that's kind of badass. I'm gonna put it. Actually, from a design point, I'm gonna put it in the A tier, kind of low A tier. Now, Mega Blastoise, I'm honestly putting in the D tier. It's just Blastoise with bigger, more like cannons. It just looks awkward. I don't particularly like Mega Blastoise's design. Caterpie, I mean, what can I say? It's Caterpie. It's a little bug thing. I mean, it's very forgettable, I think. I'm going to put it in the C tier here. It's not a bad design, but I mean, I definitely think there's cooler Pokemon. Metapod, I think, is also going in the C tier. It's cool. It's just like a cocoon, it's nothing special. I think Butterfree looks pretty cool. I mean, it's just kind of a insect thing. I mean, I think it looks kind of cute, Butterfree's not bad to get. I want to put Butterfree in the B tier. So, Weedle is just kind of more annoying Caterpie. It's just kind of there, so I'm going to put it in the C tier. I think Akuna actually looks pretty cool. Looks pretty menacing. Like, it literally looks like what a Beedrill will become just without legs yet, I kind of like Kakuna's design. We're going to put it in the B tier. Beedrill, I actually think looks pretty badass. It's got these, like, gigantic needles for arms and shit. Unfortunately, I think it sucks. Like, I think it's even worse than Butterfree, but I definitely think it looks cooler than Butterfree. I think it's going in the A tier. Mega Beedrill looks even cooler, to be honest. Like, it's just even more menacing. I definitely think they did good with this evolution. It's not one of my favorites, but Mega Beedrill, I think, definitely deserved to be Mega. So that's like one of I think it's a good Mega, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure it's pretty decent in competitive play too. But I think it looks pretty badass. We're going to put it in the A tier. Now Pidgey, it's just Pidgey. It's a bird, little pigeon thing. It's not bad, but it's not. Honestly, I'm gonna start making C tier what I think is not bad, but not very remarkable. You know, Pidgey's just a little bird. It's nothing special. Pidgeotto definitely looks a step up. It definitely looks more sleek, more big. Like it could, handle itself in a fight. I definitely think it looks pretty cool. I think Pidgeot also looks pretty badass. You know, pretty similar to Pidgeotto, really. I like it. It's not my favorite regional bird, but yeah, we're gonna put it in the B tier. I think that's fair. Now, Mega Pidgeot looks kind of cool, but I don't know. I definitely think there are cooler looking Megas for sure. I think Beedrill's is cooler looking. I don't think it's bad at all. I think it's definitely memorable, so we're going to put it in the B tier. Rattata is just a freaking rat. It's annoying. It's early game. It's everywhere. It's, again, nothing special. It's just a purple mouse, so I'm going to put it in the C tier. Don't really have a problem with it, but Raticate is, again, probably C tier. It's just kind of there. It's just a bigger rat. It's alright. I don't think it looks bad. Put it C. Spearow. I think it's better looking than Pidgey. I think it looks a little bit more cool. Very similar, though, honestly. I think they both look pretty sleek. Honestly, I'm going to move Pidgey to the B tier. And I'm also going to put Spearow in the B tier. Now, I actually really like Fearow. Fearow looks pretty badass, and it looks very intimidating, and it's also got a really cool name. It was cool seeing Kevin use his in his tournament against Liam. I'm going to put this in the A tier. I actually really like the design of Fearow. Ekans, it's Ekans. It's just a purple snake thing. It's just, I like snakes, but I think it's pretty decently designed. Put it B tier. Nothing special, really. Same with Arbok, really. It's just like a cobra. It's nothing. I don't think it looks that cool, but I don't have a problem with it. So, now Pikachu is fucking Pikachu. Like, what can you say? It's iconic. It's the freaking mascot. I think it looks just fine. I think it looks better designed than I think a lot of these Pokemon in the C tier. Yeah, I'm gonna move Ivysaur to C tier too because it really doesn't, especially compared to the other starters. Its mid-evolution is pretty boring. Pikachu is just it's just Pikachu, dude. Raichu is like cooler Pikachu, better Pikachu. Uh I think it looks cooler than Pikachu, but it's not one of my I don't think it's A tier. I think it's high B tier for sure. Sandshrew, I love Sandshrew. It's just this cute looking sand mouse thing. I actually really like both Sandshrew and Sandslash. I'm gonna put Sandshrew in the A tier. I actually really like Sandshrew. I think it's very well designed. Sandslash, I'm about to make my first S tier here. It looks cool. I think it's very well designed, very sleek, very cool looking ground type. I used one in competitive play in season 1 when I sucked, but I definitely remember using it. I don't I would say out of Gen 1, yeah, it's probably one of my favorites. So, these are the Nidos. I don't even remember. I still can't remember which one's Nidoking and Nidoqueen. I think this is Nidoqueen, but I can't quite remember the mid-evolutions of these. I'm so sorry. Honestly, I think both of them look kind of weird. They look, they've got a lot going on, but I don't think it's anything special in my opinion. I almost think they got a little bit too much going on. I'm going to put both of them in the C tier here. I definitely think this one looks a little bit better. A little bit more angles, a little bit more intimidating. And I think the mid-evolution of both of these look fine. I definitely think they look a little bit more cool than these. But, I mean, these are, their first evolutions. So, like, it is what it is. We're going to put them B tier. I honestly think both of these go B tier as well. Probably high B tier. I think Nidoking, I hope this is Nidoking. I think Nidoking looks a little bit more cool than Nidoqueen. So, I don't think either of them, in my opinion, I don't think this one's that remarkable. I definitely know people like the Nidos, but we're gonna put them B tier. So Clefairy. Clefairy is just honestly very simple pink round thing. I honestly don't think it took that much thought to make Clefairy. I definitely, Clefable, we'll get to Clefable, but Clefairy is, I'm honestly going to put it like high D tier because it's not bad, but it looks like it took almost no effort. It looks like someone drew a circle and a couple of like short stubby arms, and I mean that's about it. Clefable, I love you, Clefable. From a competitive, I would put this in the S tier, at least in the format that I'm in. From a design standpoint, I think it looks a lot better than Clefairy. Like, by a lot, actually. It's still kind of this, it's not quite as circular, but it's still not, there are definitely cooler Pokemon out there. I like it. I don't know if I want to put it in the A tier. I don't know. I think I am. I'm going to put it in the A tier. So, Vulpix looks okay. It's just a little fox thing. It's just chilling. It's whatever. I think it looks okay. Nothing really to say about it. Now, Ninetales. I think Ninetales is one of the best designed Pokemon ever. This is definitely going S tier. Like, I would say even Ninetales is above Sandslash for me because I've used Ninetales in Season 1 and 2, and I definitely used it a little better in Season 2. I improved a little bit. Ninetales' shiny is honestly probably one of my favorite shinies, and you can't sit here and tell me that that shiny wasn't the influence for its Alolan form. Like, come on, dude. Jigglypuff is literally like almost the exact same thing as Clefairy. Like, there's hardly a difference. Honestly, they're both circles with faces and ears and these little curl things. Literally, they both have those. They're both pink. I don't think it took that much thought. Same with Wigglytuff. I can't put Clefable, like, if I put my personal feelings aside for Clefable, I gotta put it in the B tier, honestly. I don't think it's super good, but I don't think it's bad. And Wigglytuff, I don't really like Wigglytuff at all, really. It's just very boring. Honestly, the same could be really argued about Clefable, but I can't help but be jaded towards Clefable because I love Clefable. Like, it's one of my favorite Pokemon to use. So Wigglytuff is definitely gonna go in the C tier. Zubat, it's a bat. What can you say? I think its design looks pretty sleek, pretty normal, and I don't think it looks too extra. So we're gonna put it in the B tier. I honestly think Wigglytuff deserves to be in the B tier too. Now, Golbat is definitely like D tier. Its design is weird. It's a gigantic head with wings, honestly. It looks disturbing. Like, I feel like if that thing flew around me in real life, I would freak the fuck out. So Oddish, I actually really like as far as the first evolutions go. I actually think Oddish would rank quite high on my list. I think it's just this cute little squishy, grass plant thing, and I guess you could say its design's a little basic. I'm gonna put it in the B tier personally. Gloom definitely looks like it's either like just zonked out, passed out drunk, or like possibly having a seizure or something. I don't know why it's drooling. I really don't. I don't know. I don't really like it. I'm gonna put it in the D tier as well. Vileplume looks pretty cute. I almost had a chance to use one in season 3. I really wish I would have kept it instead of Sharpedo. I like its design. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. I think it's a good looking grass type. Gosh, I can't ever. This is Paris and this is Parasect, right? I'm gonna sound like an idiot and not end up knowing what some of these Pokemon are. It's kind of pathetic, but like I didn't grow up with this game, so come on. I think this is Paris and this is Parasect, right? I'm pretty sure. Paris is honestly kind of creepy. How it's being controlled by mushrooms. I don't know why you would design a Pokemon like that, but like I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's definitely weird compared to what we've seen so far. It's definitely one of the more out there ones. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Now this thing, so Parasect, pretty sure that's what that is. It's just kind of this hermit crab looking thing. Like I don't think it's very super creative, but it's not bad. It's a mushroom hermit crab thing. It's sort of creative. I want to give it a B, in the B tier. Venomat, right? That's Venomat. It's literally like this puffball thing. I don't even know with antennas. Like it's not very. Again, it's not very Like it's not very inspired. It's very circular and ball-like a lot of Pokemon, just like Clefable or Jigglypuff and Clefairy both are literally like balls. I'm gonna put this in the C tier. I really don't think it's too interesting. Venomoth. Honestly, I think it's pretty similar to Butterfree, but I think Butterfree kind of gets a little bit more spotlight. I think Venomoth looks pretty okay. I mean, it's just kind of other bug Pokemon, like I want to put it in the B tier. I think it looks pretty well designed. Diglett, I really don't. I don't. It's it's a whack-a-mole thing. Like, it's weird. I don't think it's very well designed. I'm putting both of them in the D tier. Meowth. This is going to take a while. Meowth. Honestly, there's not much to say. I'm going to put it in the C. Persian, I actually kind of like the design of Persian. It's, again, you could probably argue that it's pretty basic, and yeah, it's literally this cat, but it's just this, just sleek-looking cat thing. Looks kind of menacing. Definitely looks like it's up to some shenanigans. I kind of like the design of Persian, honestly. I think it's going to go A tier. Like, kind of low A tier. Psyduck, I always hated in the anime. It's annoying. It's literally there just to start shit, and it's just like and I don't personally like it. I think it's also a pretty basic design. It's a duck, which I'm honestly kind of noticing now that I'm looking at all of these. Like, a lot of these are just animals almost. I'm gonna put this in the low C tier. I don't have a super problem with it, other than like how annoying it is. Golduck also looks a little weird to me. I'm gonna put Golduck in the C tier. Don't really have a super problem with it, but I don't think it's looks as good as the other ones in B tier. Some of them at least. Mankey. Oh man. Honestly, again, it's very circular and it has arms and ears. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. I think it's. I actually no. I think it's a step above a couple of these. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. I think it's pretty. It's a monkey looking thing, so it looks a lot more or a lot less, circular than these two. Primape Buddy by John Wick. Definitely used one in competitive play. I kind of like it. I would say it's probably my favorite fighting type of Gen 1, to be honest. It's nothing super badass, but I think it looks like it's about ready to tear your shit up. Like, it is not having anything from you. Like, it's had a bad day, and it's not one to talk. It's just one to throw down. And I think that's the look they were going for. I'm actually going to give it an A tier. I think it deserves that, in my opinion. I don't know. Because okay, Primeape is going to be one of the Pokemon that I can't help but be jaded with as well. Pretty much all of the Pokemon I use competitively. Like, I will say, like, with Primeape, I definitely think there are cooler looking fighting types. But as far as Gen 1 goes, I don't think it's too bad. I'm going to put Primeape in the B tier. I really don't think... You got to remember, this is from a design. Just how cool they look and stuff. Growlithe doesn't look bad. It's just a puppy. I think I'm going to put it B. Arcanine, I'm not a fan of Arcanine. Probably because Telly used to have one, but mainly, I mean, I don't know. A lot of people like Arcanine, and I tend to not show Pokemon love that already get love a lot, and I think Arcanine is definitely one of those Pokemon. It's just this giant dog thing. It gets a lot of spotlight, sometimes for the wrong reason, if you know what I mean, and it's kind of, yeah. Arcanine, I'm going to put... Honestly, I think it would be in a lot of people's A tier. I'm personally not a huge fan of it, but I think a lot of people, I mean, this is my tier list, but I definitely think a lot of people would have almost objectively say that Arcanine is definitely one of the cooler looking Gen 1 Pokemon, so we're definitely going to put that in A tier. I personally don't care for it, but I think you could argue that its design is pretty well made. What the fuck? What is that? That's Poliwhirl, right? What the fuck? Bro, my mind is a little blown here. This is Poliwag. It's just this kind of tadpole thing. Very circular again. It's kind of cute looking. I don't think it's anything super special, but I think it's okay. We're going to put it in the B tier. I genuinely don't know what the fuck this is. Because that is Poliwrath. And that is Poliwag. It's Poliwhirl, of course. Jeez. I forgot Poliwhirl existed. I literally did, because I literally didn't forgot about that. I'm going to put it in the C tier. It's just kind of this blue again, once again, very circular Pokemon. Like, I don't know why they keep doing that. But yeah. Now, Poliwrath, I also had a Poliwrath in competitive play. I actually wouldn't mind having Poliwrath back right now. I would definitely get rid of it for Sharpedo in a heartbeat, personally. Because Poliwrath has a lot more bulk, and it actually does have a couple tricks up its sleeves. Like, you can't learn Pursuit, you can't learn Knockoff with Sharpedo, and it's I don't understand. I actually really like Poliwrath. I know it's again very similar to these like very circular arms, legs, and eyes kind of thing, maybe a tail. But again, Poliwrath is just like, these fists or these hands. That's what I named my Poliwrath, these hands. It looks like he's fixing to come up, or it looks like he's ready for anything that you're gonna throw at him. I actually really like Poliwrath and its design. I'm gonna put it in the A tier personally. Yeah, that's definitely a personal thing, but so Abra, I think for a first evolution, I think it looks pretty better than a lot of them. I don't even know what it is really. It's I honestly couldn't even tell you what it's based off of really. Some sort of cat thing. I think this is pretty creative. I'm gonna put this in the B tier. Kadabra also looks really cool. They're really good too. I mean, Kadabra and Alakazam both look pretty similar to me. I would almost say that Kadabra looks a little bit cooler than Alakazam. These are definitely high B tiers for me. I don't know, man. I'm gonna put Alakazam in the A tier, actually. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty unique, well-designed Pokemon for sure. Not one of my favorites, but now I don't like Mega Alakazam at all. I don't Yeah, for a Mega, I do not like it. I definitely think it's better than Blastoise. And I honestly think it's better than Venusaur. I'm gonna move Venusaur to the D tier because we're thinking on terms of megas here with these guys. There's not very many. And I honestly think Venusaur could have been designed a lot better, just like Blastoise. I'm gonna put Alakazam in the C. I mean, it's just older looking Alakazam with a bunch of spoons around it. Yeah. Oh, man. Why can't I remember what this is? I'm so bad. This is my chop. Okay. I could only think of my choke and my champ. Because again, I play competitive, so I really I can probably name all the fully evolved Pokemon no problem, but the earlier like pre-evolutions are gonna be a little bit difficult. So yeah, Machop, it's honestly a very human looking thing. It looks like this just weird like kid thing, but it somehow still kind of looks like an animal. I think it's a little weird if you really start to think about it, but if you don't think about it, just kind of like take it for what it is. But I guess that you could say that about it pretty much any of these. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Machoke, I think looks a little bit more cool. It just looks like this weird purple guy though. I don't know, man. I don't think it's as bad as any of these on the D tier, but I definitely don't think it's very good, in my opinion. It's just Machamp as well. It's just literally got 4 arms. It's kind of creepy. I don't know. It's just this weird wrestling thing. I'm gonna put it in the C. Oh man, Bellsprout, right? Weeping Bell and Victory Bell, right? Please tell me I got that right. Okay. So Bellsprout's actually kind of weird. It's literally like a walking plant. Like I feel like that'd be kind of freaky. Uh looks okay though. I don't think it looks too bad. I want to put it in the B tier. I really don't think it's a bad for like a. I don't think it's bad. I don't know, man. These tiers, there's so many Pokemon. This is honestly these tiers are honestly starting to get pretty hard here. I'll probably fix it when I get back or when I get done. So Weeping Bell honestly doesn't look very good. I think it's very similar to Golbat in the fact that it's just a head. Looks almost like a fish kind of thing. Just like I don't know. I'm putting this in the D. Now Victory Bell is fucking based off of like flesh eating fucking plants. And knowing that and like looking at this thing, you gotta look at it a minute until you see like the eyes and the creepy teeth. This thing is definitely intimidating. Dude, honestly, I think Victory Bell could make a good mega. I really do. I kind of like Victory Bell's design actually. It's got a pretty cool name too. Tentacool is just this kind of squishy jellyfish kind of thing. I think it looks okay. Um, Tentacruel, on the other hand, I actually think looks pretty scary and menacing too. Actually quite similar to Victory Bell in a very similar manner because they're both like these really scary looking, intimidating Pokemon. Tentacruel I've also used in competitive play in Season 1. It was kind of my trick knee. I could just never figure it out ever. It never did me any good, although I know Tentacruel could do me good if I learn how to use it. I actually am honestly putting Victory Bell in the A tier and Tentacool as well. I actually really like both of these designs. I think they're pretty freaking cool looking, pretty badass. See, you'll notice kind of like the A tier, they're kind of like the badass looking Pokemon. Um, come on. Geodude. I almost couldn't think of his name for a minute. Geodude's pretty basic. It's just a rock with hands, literally, and a face. Once again, very similar with a lot of Pokemon that it's just a fucking ball. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. It's not very cool for me. I honestly think Graveler's even worse. It's got like this second layer of rocks, and it's just even more awkward looking. Now, Golem honestly looks pretty fucking scary. I think it's a pretty dramatic change from Graveler and a better one. I definitely think Golem is a step up. I'm almost tempted to put it in the A tier. It's definitely high B tier for sure. But it still is just kind of a rock, but it's still kind of cool how it looks. Like, it definitely looks like it's ready to tear shit up. I think B tier is fair. So Ponyta is a fire horse. That's kind of cool. I want to put it in the... I'm actually going to put this in the A tier as well. And Rapidash is honestly, like, not my favorite Pokemon, but it actually looks pretty damn cool. I mean, in my opinion, it's a freaking fire unicorn. I definitely don't like it nearly as much as I do Ninetales or even Sandslash for that matter. But I definitely think it's one of the more badass looking Pokemon. Slowpoke, right? That's Slowpoke. It's just kind of this pink, lazy thing. Looks kind of weird. I'm gonna put it in the C. I don't really think it's that remarkable. Slowbro, I mean, with the thing it's got, I forget the name of, like, Shelter or something. That's probably not right. No, because that's I don't know. I don't know anything. It's okay, I guess. I think it's a creative design. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's pretty creative, so it gets points for that. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. No, just no. I do not like Mega Slowbro at all. It's kind of disturbing, actually. It's like really disturbing because it's like being consumed. That's literally its evolution. It's like being consumed. So Magnemite is a fucking magnet with eyes. I'm definitely putting... Honestly, it's literally just a bunch of magnets. I'm putting both Magnemite and Magneton in D tier. It's not that impressive. Magnemite is just literally 3 of these motherfuckers. This is Magnemite. This is Magneton. There's just 3 Magnemites in it. Farfetch'd exists. It's got swag for sure. But other than that, it's literally just a bird. I'm gonna put it C tier. That's Doduo, right? I'm pretty sure it's Doduo. It's kind of creepy. This actually, like, used to freak me out a little bit when I was a kid. Its design did, but it's not that bad. If it existed in real life, it'd probably be, like, really scary, but I don't think it's that bad. Dodrio is kind of cool. The 3 heads are a little weird. It's kind of cool how they, like, each have a different emotion. And it's kind of, like, sad how, like, the sad one's probably, like, always going to be that way forever. It's kind of weird. I think it's a pretty creative design. I don't think it looks super cool, but I definitely think it's pretty creative as well. So we're going to put that in B tier along with Slowbro. Freaking Seal is just a seal. Seals are adorable, but Seal is definitely not as cute as Dewgong. I'm putting Seal. It's okay. I think Dewgong is a lot cuter. Definitely putting Dewgong up there. Grimer. It's literally just goo with a face. The backstory and, Dex entries, I guess, give it a little bit of character, but I'm going to put this in the D tier, honestly, along with Muck. Is this... Dude, I don't want to sound like an idiot. I don't even want to guess what that is. Yeah, I was right. That's Shelter. It's a clam with a damn tongue sticking out. No, D tier. Cloyster is just evil, dude. I've got a bad experience with Cloyster in competitive play. I really do. It's literally fucking ghastly in a shell. A really cool looking armored shell. I'm going to put this B tier. I think it good. Yeah. I definitely think that's a good B tier Pokemon. Ghastly is yet again another fucking circular Pokemon. And it's literally just a floating ghost ball. I don't think it's very interesting. Haunter's a bit better. I think it's a good transition to Gengar. I almost like Haunter a little bit better than Gengar. I'm going to put both of them in the C tier. Once again, Gengar is a very circular looking Pokemon with short, stubby arms and ears, and it honestly looks like an evil Clefairy or evil Clefable. Like, in a way. Can't you see that, dude? For sure. Look at this shit. 100%. 100%, dude. Mega Gengar looks honestly terrifying. And if that's what they're going for, then I think it looks pretty decent, but it's not one of my favorite Megas. I'm going to put this in... God, my stomach won't shut up. I'm going to put this in the B tier. I think it looks okay. Onyx is a rock snake kind of thing. That's kind of cool, I guess. Never really been a fan of Onyx. I don't really think there's anybody that particularly likes Onyx. But I'll give it a B. I don't like Drowsy or Hypno. I'm pretty sure both of their Pokedex entries are disturbing. They literally abduct children and shit, and it's this weird elephant anteater thing. Honestly, both of them look a little creepy. Drowsy looks way worse in my opinion, but I don't like either of them. I'm gonna put them in the D tier. Krabby, it's literally just a crab. It's just this cartoon crab thing. And Kingler, I mean, it's a little bit of a step up, but I don't think it's that interesting. Voltorb, right? I don't think, I honestly think it's literally a circle with eyes. It's like Ghastly. Like, it's very similar. Very, very similar. Electrode's face, though, like that just shit-eating grin, dude. You gotta love it. It just knows, like, yeah, what's up? I'm a fucking levitating ball. I'm probably faster than you. I think it's better. It's still not very creative. But honestly, that smirk is what saves it. Execute, it's a bunch of eggs with faces on them, and one of them is literally dead. That's disturbing. Executor is... I don't know. It's just like Game Freak puts faces on things, man. It just does it. I don't think it's that creative. I'm going to put it in the C tier. It's definitely not D tier, in my opinion. Cubone and Marowak are actually really cool looking in my opinion. Their dex entries are kind of legendary. Kind of sad. We're going to put both of them in the B tier. Running out of room. So Hitmonlee. Pretty basic design, really. It's just based on a kicking Pokemon kind of thing. I'm going to put it in the C tier. Same with Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan's alright, but I definitely think they're a cooler Pokemon. Lickitung is weird. It's this giant thing with a gigantic tongue and it licks people. I'm not a fan. Coughing. I used a Wheezing in competitive. Coughing is another circular Pokemon that's floating. It's okay, I guess. I think it's a little better than Voltorb and Ghastly. A little bit. I'm going to put it in the C tier along... Well, Wheezing kind of disturbs me, but I'm going to also put it in the C tier. I think a lot of people could honestly argue that Wheezing is a badly designed Pokemon. Rhydon, right? Or Rhyhorn. This one's... I get them mixed up. I'm pretty sure this is Rhyhorn. Let me guess. Yeah, this is Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn looks okay. Not really sure like what kind of animal it is, but it definitely looks like it doesn't want to be fucked with. And it definitely looks like it can handle itself in a fight. I think it's a good B. We'll put Rhydon up there too, but I honestly like Rhyhorn a little bit better. I think it looks a little bit more cool. Chansey exists. Another circular Pokemon, another pink normal type. I don't really care for it. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but it's definitely low C. Tangrowth, right? Tangela, whatever. I hope I'm not pronouncing, like, butchering a lot of these names wrong, but for the most part, I don't think so. But I just forget. Tangela? It's not Tanglia. Come on. I don't really like its design. It's a bunch of tentacle grass things. Kangaskhan. I mean, it's literally like this kangaroo. It's got a cool name. I do like the name. It's got this little baby Pokemon. I think it's a pretty basic design. I don't think it's bad. I'm going to put it in the... Honestly, it looks very similar to Rhydon. It literally looks like Rhydon could be a male version of Kangaskhan, honestly. Like, literally. Look at that. They look very similar. Mega Kangaskhan is one of my least favorite megas. It's so not creative. It's literally just it's literally just Kangaskhan with its baby out of its pouch. Horsey is okay. It's not special. Seadra looks pretty badass to me, actually. I like Seadra a lot. I'm actually about to put it in the A tier. No. Yeah, I'll put it in the A tier. If I can ever get it up there. This is taking way longer than I thought it would. I'm almost done. Goldeen. Well, I mean, it's a goldfish. I love goldfish. I don't really particularly care for Goldeen, but it's okay. I'm going to put Goldeen in the C tier. Seeking is definitely D tier. I do not like it. Staryu is literally just a star, and Starmie is, like, no different. I don't know. I kind of like the look of it. It's one of like, the first kind of object mon thing. I mean, how is this an animal or Pokemon or whatever? I'm gonna put it in the C tier. It's literally just a star. I think Starmie is a little better. So, Mr. Mime, I'm not as disturbed as a lot of people are at Mr. Mime. I don't really think it's a good design, though. It definitely looks like it needs to eat a sandwich. But I mean, it looks like a mime thing. It's just weird, skinny mime. I'm going to put it in the D tier. Scyther is definitely A tier for me. Actually, Scyther's going in the S tier. I definitely think a lot of people would agree that Scyther is one of the coolest looking Pokemon in Gen 1, period. I'm going to put it, yeah, it's personally going in my S tier. It's one of my favorites. I've used it competitively. It's grown on me. I like it better than Scizor, honestly. I think Scizor looks cool, but I like Scyther better. It's just flying bug praying mantis thing with freaking scythes for arms. Like, that's badass. Definitely S tier. Jinx is weird. It's D tier. It's big fat lips, and it's just this haired human thing. Not a fan. Electabuzz, right? No, that's yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I was thinking of Electivire for a minute, but that's Electabuzz. I got it right. Electabuzz looks pretty cool. I like the, kind of synergy Electabuzz and Magmar got going on. I like both of these Pokemon. It's kind of a tiger human electric thing. It's okay. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the B tier along with Magmar. Yeah, I think that's fair. Okay, so next we have Pinsir, which this thing definitely looks scary. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's okay, I guess. You know, I'm gonna put it in the C. Mega Pinsir definitely looks pretty badass, even for a Mega. So I honestly think that almost deserves A tier. Yeah, it's definitely cool looking, dude. It's scary, very intimidating, scary looking. Tauros, a lot of people like Tauros. It's to me, it's just a bull with 3 tails on it. I don't really see anything special about it, but I'd say it deserves to be in the B tier. Magikarp, it's just a freaking carp. It's pathetic. I don't think, from a design point, I think it's a lot better than a lot of these. I'm gonna put it in the C. Gyarados is definitely like looking pretty badass. Not one of my favorites, um, personally, but I definitely think it's one of the cooler looking Pokemon for sure. I think it deserves to be A tier. Mega Gyarados, I didn't even know existed for the longest time, and it literally just looks even more Gyarados like. I think it's pretty decent for a Mega. They didn't take it too far or anything. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Lapras is definitely A tier for me. Again, I think a lot of people would agree with that. One of the very just good looking, well designed Pokemon. Definitely think it's up there with some of these guys. Ditto is silly putty with a face. Eevee is pretty iconic. The idea of it is really cool. It's just this fox looking thing though, so on paper I think it's a C tier. Vaporeon, I'm not a huge fan of the Gen 1 Eevees. I know that they can be pretty good, especially Vaporeon and Jolteon. I'm going to put Flareon in the C tier. I definitely think it's the worst looking. It's just like this fluffy red Eevee, basically. Jolteon is pretty cool. I'm going to put it in the B tier. I think it fits pretty well. I almost think Vaporeon, in my opinion, almost goes A tier. I think it's a pretty creative design. This kind of fish thing that's got going on. I'm going to put it in the A tier, actually. Okay. Yeah, this honestly took a lot longer than I thought. Oh, man. Okay, so regular Porygon definitely looks weird to me. I get how it's this digital looking, Pokemon. I personally think it's not a very good design, in my opinion. It's just very weird and jarring. I'm going to put it in the D tier. It's creative, but I can't remember what you are. I'm sorry. I mean, it's literally Omastar before Omastar. Like Omanite or something like that. It's okay. I think it's perfectly fine. Omastar looks pretty cool. I don't like it nearly as much as Kabutops or Kabutops or however you say it. But I'll give it B tier. I think it looks cooler than a lot of these. Can't name you, but you're going there too. Kabutops, however you say it. Kabutops, that's how I've always heard people say it. I'm putting it in A tier, actually. I think it's my favorite fossil of Gen 1. I think it looks pretty freaking cool. It's kind of similar to Scyther, too, and the fact that it's scary looking and menacing. But I like Scyther a little bit better. Aerodactyl, it's a flying fossil, not one of my favorites. Mega Aerodactyl, it's whatever. It just looks like Aerodactyl, but with spikes everywhere. Snorlax is really annoying to fight, kind of. It's okay. It's just, I think Snorlax is pretty okay. It's very basic design, too, like a lot of these, but I think it's more basic in a good way. Like, it has just enough going on for it to be interesting, but, Finally, we get to, well, the legendaries, kind of. Articuno is, honestly, out of all the legendary birds, it's probably my favorite designed. I like them all. Articuno is going to go B for me. Like I said, if I can ever get it up there. Oh, actually, I'm putting it in A. I like its design a lot. Zapdos, I can get why people don't like its design. M&J TV really doesn't like it. I've had one before used in competitive play. I think it's going to be B tier. I think it still looks cool. I don't think it looks nearly as sleek and elegant as Moltres or Articuno do, though. I think Articuno or Moltres looks pretty badass, actually. I don't know what it is about just like flaming Pokemon, but just like a flaming Phoenix like that just looks pretty cool, in my opinion. I think it goes A tier. Oh, God. I'm almost literally afraid to name these. It's Dragonair, right? And that's Dragonite, and that is something. It's a snake dragon thing. It's whatever. Dragonair. Please tell me that's Dragonair. I really hope I'm not. I know there's a Dragonair, isn't there? I'm pretty sure that's what that is. I think it looks a little bit better. Just kind of bigger. Not too bad. I think it looks pretty cool. Put it in the B tier. Dragonite is definitely, like, not one of the cooler dragons, in my opinion. It looks like it would rather just make friends with you than try to fight you. I think it's okay. And it looks like it's way too heavy to fly, by the way. I'm going to put it in the C tier. I personally don't mind it, but I don't think it's anything special, in my opinion. And Mew definitely looks freaking badass. It's menacing. It's the legendary in Gen 1. I got to put it in the probably A tier. And I don't care for either of these. I'd say they're probably both C. I don't hate them. And then we finally have Mew, which is Telly's mascot. Definitely D tier. Just kidding. Oh, I guess I can. Well, I think Mew. I don't care for Mew. I think it's a pretty basic design. I'm gonna put it in the C tier. All right, guys. That took me like an hour or two, but I did it. These are my Pokemon in Gen 1 that I like based on design. I think this is pretty fair. Oh, man. I honestly, literally, looking at this, I think my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon is Ninetales. Actually, from a design point, yeah, my favorite is Ninetales, and Ninetales' shiny is still my all-time favorite. I think I would have said Scyther was my favorite of Gen 1, but I like Ninetales a lot. I think Sandslash looks really cool too. All these other Pokemon look pretty cool. They're pretty iconic, so it's pretty hard not to put the starters up here. I really like the look of Charmeleon and Wartortle. Beedrill looks badass. Persian looks pretty slick. Fearow looks slick. Honestly, Sandshrew we're going to drop to the B tier. Arcanine is okay. It would personally probably go in my B tier. I like Poliwrath a lot. I get it's simple, but it definitely looks like it's ready to tear some shit up. Same with Alakazam. Both of these look intimidating. Rapidash looks cool. Gyarados looks cool. Yeah, guys, I think this is pretty accurate in my opinion. So, this has been my Gen 1 tier list, guys, by design. Please do tell me what you think. I genuinely forgot some of these Pokemon existed. Like, I genuinely probably couldn't. I could probably name all the fully evolved ones, but I genuinely forgot Poliwhirl existed. I really did. But anyways, guys, I've been doing this forever, so I think I'm gonna sign off here and yeah, so stay tuned for Mo She Vows. Later, guys.